Regarding the cinematography in both clips we were shown, there are quite a few similarities and differences. For example, they both use centre shots for the duration of the clip. We think this is because both films are independent, so they are more pieces of art than commodities. As well as this, both clips begin with the girls, Mia and Juno, walking towards a group, with Mia walking towards a group of girls dancing, and Juno walking towards a group of boys running. However, in Juno, the camera angles are more unique and steady, as the camera mostly follows Juno, but without the camera actually moving. Whereas the camera work in the fish tank scene is a lot more abrupt and shaky to really emphasise her anger and frustration when she starts to fight the group. Also, because Juno is a lot calmer, the camera is still, and in Fish Tank it is a lot more rushed as she rages and rants. It also makes the audience a little more shaky as the camera work speeds up the pace. As the scene progresses, the shoots get shorter and more rushed, as Mia appears to grow more hateful, whereas the shots in Juno don't appear to be rushed and there are fewer shots overall. Furthermore, there are both similarities and differences with the mise-en-scene in the two clips. For instance, the way the costumes have been used are quite similar, as both characters appear to be comfortable in what they're wearing, and they are both appropriate for the year that the films are set. As well as this, the costumes of both characters are typical of their social class. For example, Mia is wearing a tracksuit with large hoop earrings and minimal makeup. However, she is wearing clothes that we wouldn't necessarily match with a particular class, but she is wearing it because she is heavily pregnant and would want something comfortable.
The setting in some ways are the same. They are both filmed outside in a free open space, although Juno is filmed on a school field, where Fish Tank is filmed on a council estate, which could make the audience a little more uncomfortable because it holds negative stereotypes and the place may be less familiar for a lot of people compared to a school field. The use of props in both clips, excluding the costume and makeup, are similar because they are minimalistic and don't give too much away. The only props in Juno would be the Tic Tacs that pour out of Paulie's mailbox at the very beginning. And in the fish tank scene, the only notable prop would be the sports backpack that she carries around with her at the beginning of the film. As the audience, we don't see that as important, but it may make people question what she is carrying around. The lighting of the opening sequence seems to be dark and gloomy, suggesting a negative mood throughout the sequence. As there is no big, bright and expensive lighting being used, the audience can soon pick up that it is an independent film. The lighting in Fish Tank is also quite realistic and makes the audience feel as though they're with Mia because there are no bright lights. It is natural.
The editing of Fish Tank is very basic, with most shots of the opening sequence only on the main character Mia. The use of minimal editing matches the effect of the short, simplistic narrative. The use of simple cuts from shot to shot also makes the narrative quick-paced. When Mia walks across the park, it seems to be that there might be the use of a filter, possibly a blue or grey coloured filter. This gives a rundown effect on the location, suggesting a dark, gloomy atmosphere. The editing in Juno is also quite basic, with each take of a similar length, and as it cuts to different camera angles and shots, everything that is happening is continuous. Furthermore, both films are arranged chronologically and linearly, which makes the story very easy to follow and understand.
The sound in the two clips is quite different because although they mostly use diegetic sound, Juno also uses non-diegetic sounds like music, possibly affecting how we feel in the moment, where Paulie and Juno are talking. In Fish Tank, from the very start of the film, all the audience can hear is diegetic sound. When the characters begin to argue and fight, shouting at each other as the audience, we see how it matches the location of a busy, rough urban area where sometimes there is violence.